What's up, Sam Hacker? Welcome back. Let's dive into our next simultaneous equation practice sum. Now, I told you things are gonna get spicy. You might be looking at these two equations and think to yourself, what in the heck is happening here? All right, do not stress. Believe it or not, this is actually going to be simpler than you think. Let me show you. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose which equation I'm going to work with to manipulate. And I'm actually going to use this first one here, because what I can see here is I can get all these bases to 2, right? It's going to be very easy for me to get this 8 to the base of 2, and then what I can do is simply work with the exponents. Here is what that is going to look like. So I have 2 to the x times 2 to the y, and 8 is then equal to 2 to the 3. And what happens now is, because my bases are all the same, I can drop them and I only need to work with the exponents. But remember, when I multiply and the bases are the same, I must add my exponents together. So my equation will then look like this: x plus y is equal to 3. And having a look at my second equation here, x squared and y squared, it's exactly the same. So it really doesn't matter whether I choose to make x or y the subject of the formula, but I'm just going to choose x because I can. So we're going to have x is equal to 3 minus y. So that is what I'm going to make my first equation. And then I'm just going to make sure I label my second one as well. And then you simply need to say, put 1 into 2. Awesome. So now, where you see x anywhere, you're going to make sure that you plug this in. So we're going to have brackets 3 minus y squared plus y squared, and that is equal to, awesome. So now I'm going to expand these brackets. I'm going to say 3 minus y times 3 minus y. Then I'm just going to write the rest of my equation down, but I am going to stick this 5 on the other side of the equal sign so that everything is on the one side and I can put 0 on the end. Great. So now what I can do is I can do my FOIL. So I'm going to have 3 times 3, it's going to give me 9. 3 times minus y will give me minus 3y. Minus y times 3 is going to give me minus 3y, and then negative y times negative y will give me positive y squared. And then I'm just going to write the rest of my equation down, equals to 0. Awesome. Now I'm going to simplify. So I have y squared and a y squared. That's going to give me 2y squared. I'm going to cross them out. Then I have negative 3y, negative 3y. That is going to give me minus 6y. Then I can cross them out. And all I'm left with is 9 minus 5, which is going to give me positive 4. And that is then all equal to 0. Let me just scratch these out so you can see. Now, hopefully you can see that I can divide everything by 2, because I want to make sure I am getting y squared alone. Okay, I want to make my life as easy as I possibly can. So what is going to happen here? I'm going to have y squared minus 3y plus 2, and that's all equal to 0. Now, what I'm going to do is factorize this bad boy. So 2 brackets is equal to 0. You know that there needs to be a y in each of these brackets. Looking at the sign of the last number, it's a positive, which means that the signs inside the bracket have to be the same. But looking at the sign of the second variable, so variable b, that's a negative, which tells me, okay, cool, both signs in the bracket need to be negative. So it's going to look like this: minus, minus, and the factors of 2 that will give me negative 3 are going to be 1 and 2. You can just check yourself, because you can say, okay, is minus 1 minus 2 going to give me minus 3? It absolutely does. And is minus 1 times minus 2 going to give me positive 2? And it does. So awesome sauce. You have correct values in your brackets, and we can move on. So now we simply want to say y minus 1 equals to 0, or y minus 2 equals to 0. So you have y is equal to 1 on this side and y is equal to 2 on this side. Those then are your answers. And now you simply rewrite your y values quickly, then stick your equation 1 beneath it, just so that you can be reminded this is the equation you are looking to stick beneath your y values. Boom. And now you just substitute in. So you're going to have x is equal to 3 minus 1. And that's going to give you x is equal to 2. And then on the side, you're going to have x is equal to 3 minus 2. That's going to give you x is equal to 1. And those then are your answers, Sam Hacker. So if you got y is equal to 1, y is equal to 2, x is equal to 2, and x is equal to 1, then you would be 100% correct and you would have this sum done and dusted. Here's the full memo if you want to quickly write it down. And as soon as you're ready to move on, then let's dive into the next video together and get stuck in.